Hey guys, welcome to Braves Voices. This is President Myrna Fauci.
And this is Vice President Rowan Albridging.
And today we're here with
Brent Pendergrass.
Okay, so we're going to be asking questions, and the first question is, how did you get started in voice acting?
Well, I started doing music for a TV show, and that led to an audition for a show called Yokai Watch, and then I got cast as a few characters in that initial audition, and then did 3 seasons of it in a movie and 5 video games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the second question is, what other voice acting stuff do you do?
Recently, the first time I did a radio play, which is they take old scripts that were written in the 1940s that they actually would do on the radio, and me and a group of other actors would get filmed kind of reenacting as much as you can move around, not really because you're in front of a mic, but we would reenact these old radio plays, and it was super fun. It took like 8 hours, but it was pretty awesome to get to do that and hear other people do all their characters, and it's intense. They're filming it. They had like a film crew there. They had 3 movie cameras, and they slate you in with the black and white little thing they use for movies, and it was really fun.
So you're in that right now, right?
Yeah, and that's actually coming out in about a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you see in your future?
Well, I've been doing a lot more music, so I'm hoping to do some more stuff with my band. Maybe scoring little indie movies or video games and stuff like that, and possibly doing more of the radio theater that I was just doing, and we'll see how it goes with the movie I'm affiliated with right now. Hopefully that gets up and running.
So the fourth question is, do you think you'll be doing this job forever?
As long as my voice will let me. Like I was telling you guys earlier, my voice is kind of shredded when I had COVID, and I have scar tissue on there, so I can't really do the character work that I used to do. And unfortunately, that limits what I can and can't do. So right now, I'm just kind of using my own voice in a deeper way and doing narration and things like that. So as long as work like that comes around, I'll definitely do it. If anyone wants me, I'll do it. It's more up to them than me.
So are you getting a surgery for that?
I was thinking about it. I need to have my doctor look at it again. But it's also like, who knows what happens when we do the surgery?
Yeah.
Like, if it makes it even worse, then I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of happy with what I got right now. But that definitely might happen in the future.
Okay. Do you like your job, and rate it from 1 to 10?
Oh yeah, I love voice acting. It's I love my regular job too, because I'm also a machinist. I give that a 10. But my I guess part-time or whatever you'd call it, whenever I do act, that's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in terms of being creative, because I always like being creative and doing art and music and things like that, and to have this kind of, I don't want to say legacy, but it's what you did, and then you can go back and hear it and listen to it, and it's like, oh wow, I did something really cool.
Yeah.
That's super fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, so what's a machinist?
I work on a big industrial sized router that has a router bit, and it cuts out signs. Like, it works in acrylic, and it'll cut out shapes, like if you see hotel signs and stuff like that.
Oh, like the 3D?
Yeah.
3D.
Oh.
Or like signs outside of like that go up or above, like in those mini malls, it'll say like liquor above. We'll make stuff like that.
Yeah. Question number 6: is it hard doing voice acting?
It's super intimidating, and if you don't go in there with as much confidence as you can possibly have, it's going to go really bad, because if you're not confident in what you're doing, it's going to come out in your voice. That's what you have. Your voice is what people know you as. So if you go in there not ready to do it, you have to have the energy to do it, because it's oddly draining. Like, every time I'd record on the drive home, I would have this, you'd be really high from the moment of like, oh wow, that was great, I just did that for 4 hours. And then it all comes down, and you're like, it was just like when I played football. If I won a football game when I was a kid, I'd be super excited, and by the time you take the pads off, you get in the car, like, oh, I'm going to bed.
Oh, yeah.
So it is draining, because you're giving so much emotion in these performances. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one, have you ever lost your voice from this job?
Yes, afterwards, because I played a character called Gargaros, which was was called an Oni, which is basically a huge Japanese ogre. And he would walk down the street and go, oh. But I'd have to do that for like 20 minutes straight. and then my voice would be gone. So I always had to record that at the very end because it's like, you had me do that in the first thing, we're not going to have anything left to do for the next 3.5 hours. So yeah, it definitely strains your voice, but it would come back pretty quick. And the last thing I did when I did the radio theater, my voice was perfect the whole time, and I'd never felt that before. It was really weird. I guess I kept my voice at a level where I could just keep going, and if anything, it just kept getting better. It just kept warming up, and I was like, oh, I feel like I could do anything. Where when I did Yokai Watch, I think I was a little more tense because it was so early in the morning, and I was just tired, and there was a lot of stuff to do, and new characters that I'd never done before, and that can make it a little harder if you're trying to find a voice for something. You might go a little bit too hard on it, trying to really find oh wait, I should hold back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be really straining.
Well, I have the last question for you. Do you like doing music more or voice acting?
Oh man, I think creatively, I'd have to say it's more rewarding doing voice acting since it's my actual voice, and since it's something that was on TV. It was streaming on Netflix. You could search my name in Netflix, and it would bring up a category of the shows I was on. It was just Yokai Watch, but it was like I was in.
Yeah, that's cool.
And like I have a Wikipedia page and all that stuff because of it, and I have all these different websites with my name and what I'm rated that week as a voice actor. It's super weird, but the rewards I got from being a voice actor were so much more than I ever did for music. Even though they did use my songs in Yokai Watch, which was super cool. Yeah, I would say it's, and it's funny too, because I was a bass player since I was 11, and it's just, you do this for so many years, and then it's all of a sudden like, hey, you're in the show, and then it's like, oh, okay, I like that better.
Okay, well, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.